My name is George Oros. I'm the Westchester County Legislator. Hart Library is in my district. Ironically, the other side of the street is not my district, by the way. Yeah, the district line goes right down Route 132. But anyway, it's my honor and privilege to be here today. I want to start off first by thanking Pat, is it Barisi? Barisi, who is the director here at the Hart Library, for allowing us to use this facility today to bring home what we believe is a very, very important point. And what we're trying to do today through the media is to enlist the public's support over the next 2 weeks prior to the New York State budget being adopted, that the cuts that were proposed by the governor be restored to the state budget. And we're going to emphasize some of the reasons why that's so important. I also want to express the regrets of Senator Vincent Leibell. He is a huge supporter of the libraries, as am I. He's already committed to restoring this $18 million cut. But unfortunately, he has to stay in Albany. He had hoped to get down here this afternoon, but that is not going to happen, and he expresses his regrets, but also sends his strong support. I'm joined here by Terry Kirshner, who is the director of the Westchester Library System, a very, very vital organization for anybody out there that doesn't know how important WLS is. I can tell you, it's a wonderful system. You can go into any library in Westchester County, and if the book that you want is not there, you can either go online or you can ask a librarian, and they will put you on a list. Usually within 48 hours, you'll get a phone call at your home or an email at your home telling you that the book is now available at your local library. You come pick it up, and it's just a tremendous system. But also, I don't know if that system is the one that allows you to renew your books without having to come back to the library. People like me who are habitually late. In fact, I might be able to make up the $18 million just in my review fees. Anyway, I'm also joined by other librarians, Pamela Thornton from the Chappaqua Library, director there, Elizabeth Bermel, who is the director of the Austin Library, Jill Davis, who is the director at Henry Hudson, and of course Pat, our own home person here. So, why this is important, and I'm a county legislator, really shouldn't do the state, but these are my libraries here. The Field Library, the Hart Library are the two libraries I use, although I've been down to that beautiful Henry Hudson Library as well. I remember when this library was just the old house, expanded. I remember Cobb Stewart, what a wonderful person she was, and a driving force behind this library. But to me, I remember libraries even going back to my own hometown in New Jersey. I even remember my librarian's name, Mrs. Stein, and she used to have this little stamp that she turned the date thing and stamped a little card to tell you when your books were due back. But what's important about that is I remember going to the library as a child. I remember prior to my parents passing on, of them going to the library as senior citizens. Libraries serve every single segment of our community. You know, athletic fields are great, but only certain people can use those type of facilities. There are other services and programs government offers, and they're needed programs, but they may only serve selected segments of our society. The library is something truly open to the rich, to the poor, the young, the old, the infirm, the healthy, anybody who wants to come here. And the library is more than just books these days, as many of you know. There are people in this community, believe it or not, that cannot afford access to the internet. They know how to use it, but they come here to their library to be able to use it. They come here looking for job counseling, looking for jobs, looking for help. And I think some of the librarians are going to talk about how much usage has increased over the last few months as we face this economic crisis. So just for the news folks here to understand what's happening, the governor proposed an 18% cut in library aid that would go to things like the Westchester Library System. That's at $18 million. We have a state budget that's over $140 billion. This is a few nickels out of your family budget if it was a family budget. There is no reason to pick on the libraries as a target when there are so many other areas of the state government where spending can be curtailed in order to meet the budgetary crunch that we're in. So libraries, interestingly enough, too, are the only educational aspect of the budget that's hit this hard by the governor's proposal. So I know the librarians were up in Albany last week rallying, and from what Senator Leibell tells me, there is support to restore this $18 million back. But what we need over the next 2 weeks, and we prepared a little petition that's going to hopefully get around to every library here in Westchester, and if we can get this to Putnam and Dutchess and everywhere else, It's a petition to our state representatives asking them to restore this $18 million cut. And by the way, the $18 million restoration does not bring the libraries back to where they were several years ago. It's still a cut in the top aid that they got. In fact, if this $18 million cut goes through, they will be at the funding level that they were at in 1993. And we all know that what you bought in 1993, you cannot buy in $2009 today. So these petitions we're going to get out there, and over the next 2 weeks, we'll get as many signatures and collect them. We're going to bring them up to Albany and fight hard to restore this $18 million. So before we open this to questions for the media, I'm going to have Terry Kirshner come up from the Westchester Library System say a few words.
Thank you. For the past 50 years, the Westchester Library System has provided affordable, cost-effective information technology and support services to the public libraries in Westchester County. Through the Westchester Library System's low-cost pricing structure, the public libraries in Westchester County provide access to over 540 public internet terminals, to more than 4.2 million books, magazines, CDs, and DVDs, as well as scores of electronic databases and journals. These materials are free for the public. With the New York State's proposed 18% cut, this would be a loss of approximately $400,000 for the Westchester Library System. So what types of services are at risk? Well, the career and educational counseling services are at risk. In a time when unemployment numbers are rising, these career and educational counseling services teach individuals how to do job searches, how to prepare their resumes, how to develop their career in this new environment, and also how to interview effectively in today's day and age. Many folks interviewed perhaps 20 years ago. Times have changed. The ways of applying for jobs have changed. We help them understand these changes and how to respond to these changes. Delivery of materials between the libraries is a core service. Last year, over 2 million items were transported throughout the county to each of the public libraries. Children and youth services. The summer reading programs are hugely popular in Westchester County. Almost 21,000 children last year participated in our summer reading programs, and they read over 550,000 books. These are the types of programs that these cuts could directly affect. So it's clear that these budget cuts, if they come through, will have a huge impact on the overall quality of the public libraries in Westchester County. Remember, public libraries are the heart of your community. So please protect the health of your community by protecting your libraries. Contact your state legislators, fill out the petitions, and demand that your legislators protect library funding. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from any?